NBPA voice. Here we go. Hi, I'm Ashley. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to part 3 of The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals series. I'm so excited. I'm treating this series a little differently. I'm going to record and record. I want to keep watching. It's so fun. I'm going to keep going on. What just happened is that Paul, the guy who didn't like musicals, he's just like not into life. He's about doing like the bare minimum. He doesn't like musicals, doesn't like a lot of spice in his life, likes things to be a certain way and in order, doesn't like musicals, obviously. And everybody else is like, oh, I want to save the world and I want to be a nice person. He's like, I just care about myself. And so all of a sudden, the kooky professor was like, the kooky professor who is like, I can never remember his name. The kooky professor from Back to the Future. I shall look. Kooky professor from Back to the Future. Oh, Doc. Anyway, so the Doc-like character, the kooky professor, was like, yay, it's here! Let the musical begin. And then Paul wakes up the next day. Mysterious cloud had come in, I guess, and has taken over. I'm not sure why Paul wasn't affected. I'm still curious about that. But anyway, so he started his day and he's like, oh, hello, everybody that I'm used to that I just saw yesterday. And now they're all singing and dancing in his face. And then we got the opening number. So with that said, let's keep going. La dee da da, la dee da da, la dee da dee day. Her voice is so smooth. She's got great control over her voice.
Lights down! Oh my god.
Wow. They said the stage direction.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Dude, that's me. I'm like, when something's happening that I'm not sure I like or not, and I'm trying to figure out, I'm like, okay. And he's like trying to accept. He's like, okay. It's so funny.
Okay.
Okay, give me one more okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I get that Alice is 18. She's a senior. She's got her own life. But I only get my daughter for 1 week a month, and she wants to spend that whole time with her girlfriend, Deb. So I say, bring Deb along. We'll all go see the show. And would you believe it? We get there, and the whole theater was exploded by a goddamn meteor. Mamma mia! Huge hole right through the...
Okay, so now we know it's a meteor, not this cloud, or maybe they saw everything. And so the Starlit Theater exploded. Interesting. Starlit, Starkid, Meteor. I like how this is all astronomical.
Marquee and everything. Can you believe that, Charlotte? Charlotte, you got enough coffee and the sugar?
Huh? Oh, I didn't even realize. Sorry, I'll make another pot. Coffee and the sugar. Bill, you're a riot. Coffee and the sugar. Okay.
Hey guys. Is today some kind of, I don't know, Canadian holiday or something? Like, International Music Day or...
Not that I know of.
Okay. Because I just saw some people dancing and singing like they were in a musical. There was this homeless guy and this very rude woman from Greenpeace doing this whole choreographed number.
Like a flash mob?
Yeah. I mean, what else could it have been, right?
Well, did you get a video of it?
No.
You're fucking useless, Paul.
Yeah. I just have a bad feeling about all this. Charlotte?
Huh?
Have you noticed anything strange?
What? No.
What is she so worried about? I just realized something's wrong with her. Is it because what is wrong with her?
Oh, it's silly. It's just, it's Sam.
What?
My husband. He said he was coming home late last night.
He didn't get home at all. I heard I wasn't there.
Well, he must have rolled in around 6 this morning. He was in the shower when I woke up. I could hear him. He was singing. And, well, I know this is...
Okay, so there were people at the show, like people, so was it the people that were going to watch the musical? So it must have been the people who went to go, that had tickets to Mamma Mia and that were already there. It sounded like this, the Corey Doris guy, the Corey Doris character didn't make it in time. And when he got there, the meteor had already hit. So it sounds like everybody that went to go see the musical, then they're the ones affected and are now the musical.
a strange thing to realize because, well, Sam's not a bad singer. He's just always been a little flat. But not this morning. Today, he sounded like an angel. And I don't know why, but it frightened me. It didn't sound like my Sam. Oh, I must sound silly. I'm probably just imagining things.
Charlotte? Do you remember what Sam was singing?
It was
La-di-da-di.
just a silly little song. Something like a la di.
Da day?
Paul, Mr. Davidson wants to see you in his office.
Oh shoot, I forgot to hand in my weekly reports yesterday. I'm gonna get it.
Interesting.
Hey, Mr. Davidson. I think I know why you called me in here today. My weekly reports were not
I want to know, did Mr. Davison go see Mamma Mia?
turned in yesterday. Not because they're not done. They are done. There's a problem with the printer network, you see. You try to print something over here, it gets sent over there. I bet my report is sitting in someone else's printer tray right now. You give me to the end of the day, I can find it.
Give me a song, Jeff
Not do
Blim.
it. I wouldn't just not
He's about to sing.
do my statistical analysis.
He went to Mamma Mia.
That would really gum things up here in the office, and that's the last thing I want.
There it is.
What do you want, Paul?
Excuse me?
Tell me what you desire to see, your deepest intent, Paul. What do you see for this company? I'm looking for someone with strong ambition, someone to sell their specific vision, someone to share with precise precision their thoughts. 'Cause I want you to want.
Okay, so it's really funny. So in these lyrics, it's very well known, especially in the director world or in the composition world, that when you're creating a musical, you have to have certain songs. You have to have an opener, you have to have a closure, you have to have climax, you have to understand, like, in character development, like, what the character wants. So this is that whereas, but it's funny that it's in the song. It's just like very black and white. Tell me what it is you want. So it's funny because the guy who didn't like musicals, Paul, who doesn't like musicals, it seems that they're all surrounding this guy. They're surrounding Paul. So it's just interesting. It's interesting.
So what do you want, Paul? What's that one concrete goal that motivates all your actions?
I don't think I have one of those.
Well, then how's anyone supposed to sympathize with you, Paul?
I don't know, I want money, a
I
partner.
want you to want Paul. A man so vague just can't be trusted. Something you pine for.
Mr. Davidson?
Maybe someone who keeps...
Okay, I also need to talk about the voice, right? That's what we're here for. I mean, so this is Jeff's voice. Like, I think he's doing a lot of jumps. What do you want, Paul? He's playing with a lot of vocal registers. His higher register, and I said this in Black Friday, and it kind of carries over here also because it's before Black Friday, it predates it, right? he has control over moving into his different voice registers, and he's really great about attacking any pitch confidently, and it doesn't sound terrible. It just doesn't sound as cohesive, right? What do you want, Paul? Now I'm comparing this to Monsters and Men. Why is it that I absolutely love Monsters to Men and his voice in almost anything, and why I'm not in love with this? Because I think that a lot of theater and musical theater is based on emotional connection. I was able to emotionally sympathize. Like he's saying, what do you want, Paul? How's the audience supposed to sympathize with you? And I'm finding that it's ironic that I'm finding in this moment that I'm not loving his voice like I did in Monsters and Men because I'm not empathizing with his character. Interesting, right? Was this purposeful? Is this just really genius of him? I don't know. It's funny.
You lost it. I'm just a boss, I'm not an idea guy. I hire you, Pauls, to keep our stock high. But if you can't pin that point that's in the...
Okay, that wasn't quite there, but I was just about to stop it and talk, pin that point. He needed some to like keep his voice going forward. We pin that, I got stuck back here and we lost it a little bit.
Lost it. I'm just a boss, I'm not an idea guy. I hire you, Pauls, to keep our stock high. But if you can't pin that point that's in the sky...
This was not his best. It's so funny because I feel like someone brought this to him in one of his lives recently that, oh, Ashley reacted to you and she like loved your voice and was like thought it was best, and he responded like, oh, I didn't think it was that great. It's weird that she thought that was vocal, but I'll take it. That's very flattering. And here, what do you want, Paul? Is where his voice is not there. Like the pitch is. It's just high. I think he's challenging himself. Maybe this is the start of it. I kind of am interested to see the songs before this. His voice, obviously he has the ability to sing high. We know I love him. It's not a secret that he's one of my favorites. I love Jeff Blim. I will fight for this man, but he's just not getting it out. It's like, knock, knock, knock. Maybe it's the beginning of the voice. I don't know. Maybe because it's the beginning of the show. I don't know. But it's just not quite there. And he's leaning into the comedic side of this. He's just playing. He's just being very playful. And so when you're going to attempt those really serious high notes in a very playful way, it might not hit right. It depends on what he's thinking, his mindset. Mental intention is important too when it comes to the voice and aiming the voice of where it should go.
I want you to want. Do you know what I want for myself? Okay, I've waited for so long to tell.
He's so unnecessarily high. Why did you write it up there? You have control over this, Jeff. It's really funny though, hearing him, he's having to keep like this bright tone in order to maintain pitch. What do you want? What do you want? Like, do you hear, in order to be able to quickly jump up there, he's having to maintain this brightness. It's really funny.
Carol, my wife,
Wait, that's so funny. First of all, it's funny because Carol is my mom's name. So is Jeff Blim daddy? Oh man, I'm gonna get in trouble for that one. Sorry, Mom. She definitely watches my shows. But that's funny. Carol, my wife. That worked there. I liked that high pitch.
I muse my source of light. Carol, my love. I want you to choke me out at night. I want you to choke me.
This seems like a private moment.
I want you to choke me.
Like, who is this for?
I want you to choke me. Well,
It's his character development song now. It's what he wants. He wants his wife, Carol, to choke him. Good for him.
I jerk off. I want you to choke me. Well, I jerk off. Melissa, get my wife on the phone for me.
Mr. Davidson, I think I should leave.
No, Paul, I want you to hear this. If you leave, you're fired. Carol. Yes, everything's fine, I promise. I just, wanted to tell you something.
I want you to choke me.
I forgot what it was. Maybe someday I'll remember. Goodbye. Paul, now you know what it is to want. I want to go home. It consists
I want to go home.
a man with a passion.
That was nice. Okay, so he wasn't hitting it before, but now he's hitting it. It really depends. Vowels matter. How, like I said, intention and how he's producing things.
Paul, now you know what it is to want. I want to go home. It consumes a man with a passion to drive the primary plot. So take up yoga or improv classes, volunteer at shelters, or twitch to the masses. There's gotta be something that'll keep my hands off you, cause I want you to want.
Mr. Davidson, I'm gonna get some coffee. You want anything?
No, I need you to want.
How about a nice caramel frap? Nothing better.
And if you don't want, we're through. Paul? Paul?
That's the end, and I'm going to end it there, but I want y'all to... Okay. Okay, I wanted to get the audience applause there. Okay, so his voice was everywhere. It was kind of hard to keep up. I was like, whoo, 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 whoo. That's Jeff Blim for you. Isn't that funny? I didn't like the beginning. I liked when his voice finally clicked in place and then he was able to move forward with his voice, where I kind of lost the high pitches. They were kind of flat. They were kind of falling back, depending on what he was doing. When he fell flat that one time, he was leaning backwards. Did you see that? It's hard to explain the voice sometimes because our voice is an invisible thing, right? So it's hard to put it in perspective. So I use a lot of metaphors, but it's weird how our voice is a physical thing. It still deals with energy and momentum and, placement. Anyway, it matters. So when you're singing and you're trying to approach some really high notes, make sure it's forward. And as you go up in pitch, think of like a triangle, like, the space, the voice needs to be more condensed. Like the exit is a smaller, almost like a straw space, like the third eye. That's like you can touch and give yourself a physical reminder. Me. And then also know that out here, it's going to be me. And then don't tense up or get worried about those notes because that'll cause muscle constriction. You hear the difference? So we'll see that if that actually made it in, I might have cut out. Mike might not have been able to hear that or deal with that. Anyway, so that was What Do You Want, Paul? I like it. I love Jeff Blim. I like the ending. His voice, when his voice finally clicked in place, he had some really nice falsetto moments. Jeff also used a lot of head voice and falsetto. You heard both here. It wasn't just low, high, chest voice, head voice. It was falsetto, head voice at the top range. When it was very tight and condensed and piercing, that was more falsetto. When it's more of a condensed space, the head voice is light and airy. But either way, it was really funny. And the important part here was to be funny and get the point across. Like, this is the part of musicals where we find out what you want. What does the main character want? So my intrigue now is why does Paul seem to be the main character in this musical? Is it because he hates musicals? Is that why they're kind of targeting him? Is it a tag? So I'm so intrigued to find out more about what's going on and how they're going to defend against this. So what a fun musical. Thank you guys so much for being here with me, for suggesting it. And we're going to keep going. And I'll see you guys in the next one. If you want to keep watching with me, make sure you like and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on the next one. I'll sing with you soon. Bye. What do you want, Paul? Tell me.